Hey fellow miners, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Frostlands, episode 55, Copper for Chutes. Before this stream started, I ran a poll on the YouTube community page about the plans going forward. And it was one of four options. It was either make a cementation furnace and a beehive kiln and steel armor, make just the cementation furnace and steel armor, make only the beehive kiln and use iron armor, or make nothing and use iron armor. And the most busy priority, which is to make both cementation and beehive, plus steel armor, has won. So this entire stream is pretty much going to be dedicated towards that goal. The first thing I want to do is to get the pulverizer ready for bulk pulverization, so I don't have to feed it manually, because I don't want to feed it manually. So the first thing I want to do is to set myself up with some additional ingot molds. And the reason being, in order to make a the pulverizer pulverize in mass, I'm going to want some copper plates. And copper plates are made from copper ingots, and I really only have 2 ingot molds, so I need more ingot molds. So that's first order of business, is to make 2 more molds and get them fired. So go into the clay. I'll take more than a stack. And then I'll actually do... You know what? Given the outside temperature, let's just do the clay forming here, next to the fire. Can I do it from here? That's probably too far. Here. Bronze, please move. I have to consider my proximity to the fire now, because of how cold it's becoming. Alright, body temperature right now is warm enough that I'm not going to relight that. So once I have the ingots, once I have the ingot molds fired up, I then have to go get copper. That will be the next run. And we need enough copper to make 8 ingots worth, I think. I believe. Let me count this out. So in order to get the pulverizer going, I'm going to need an elbow joint, 2 chests, and a hopper. The chests can also be made of copper. So possibly 2 chests each. That's only 1 ingot worth. And then the hopper... Here, let me pause the game while I do this. The hopper is 3 plates. So 3, 5, 7 ingots total. And then the elbow joint is 2. So 9 ingots total. And then it's also possible that we'll need a wrench. And I can use a copper wrench. It doesn't really matter what the material the wrench is made out of, but let's assume it's copper. So that's possibly up to 10 ingots of copper. So like 1,000 units of copper. But because it's a crucible metal, like, it's not that hard to make. Or to find. I have a lot of copper labeled all over the map. So we just need to go to it, mine it up, and get moving on it. Alright, let's see. So firing up the forges, I am going to want... I've got sticks, I've got dry grass. Let me get some peat. And I'm going to need more dry grass. And this is on an overhang, so I can fire it here. Okay. Let's see here. I only need 10. Oh, I keep doing it wrong. Luckily, there's a bunch of overhangs where I live, making it a little bit easier. Okay. Those ingots are all set. I grabbed more peat than I needed. For some reason, my brain went to, oh, you're firing up a storage vessel. Grab it 8. Which obviously is not true. Wow, the wind is really going right now. But, alright. At this point, what time is it in game? 10 in the morning? Sounds like a perfect time to go grab copper. So I've got my pro picks, I've got some food, I've got my tools. One thing I should be on the lookout for as I travel, and I'm going to have you guys rely on you rather, to remind me, is flint. Because if we're making refractory bricks, I'm going to need fire clay, and fire clay means I need a whole lot of flint. It might not even be all that unreasonable to try to find flint in stone and mine it out that way. Before I depart for a copper trip, though, I don't know when the last time I reset my torches are, and also checking up on the farm. And let's grab another meal, just in case I need it. So that one's empty. Copy. So we have a bunch of flax at 8 out of 9, and I suspect we'll hit 9 out of 9 sometime today, if I'm lucky. Meaning that we'll have a windfall of flax to be able to make things out of. I don't see that there's anything else that is harvestable. No. Okay. Reset torch time. Whoa, don't go in the water. Did I do these torches? I don't know. There was a YouTube comment that mentioned that, that there was, zinc found underneath the cave entrance underneath the chicken coop. So if at any point I want to make brass, that isn't also an option. With that said, the focus today is not going to be pulled on. I pulled on it prior to the stream, which is the entire stream is basically going to be steelmaking. So long and short of steelmaking is the actual cementation furnace is rather expensive to make, but then the process of the carbonization of the steel is really what takes a long time. So because you guys want me to make steel armor, I'm going to need to run the steelmaking process multiple times, which means getting the ball rolling now so that I'm working towards the end goal, you know, efficiently. And yeah, I'll just like loose flint. Whenever I see loose flint, I'll snag it. And that could be helpful for fire clay once I need to make fire clay. Alright, so copper bits are here. It looks plentiful-ish. That's good news. And it looks like we got underneath the gravel layer pretty quickly, which also can be annoying. It's poor quality. That could have been better, but, you know, whatever. It's still copper. I think what I might end up doing, though, is just going to the other node that's, like, literally next to me and seeing if it's higher quality. Because if the other one is, like, bountiful and this is poor, I'm going to get a lot more bang for my buck out of the bountiful. And I might as well. Huh. This kind of looks like an impact crater. I'll just double check it. That's, oh, wow. That looked like swavite to me for a second. But no, it's just regular old granite. Alright, how do I get to the coal that I'm, or rather the copper that I marked here? Oh, did I find it in the iron mine? Maybe that was the case. I don't recall. I'm not eager to go underwater for it, though. Do I have the stuff to make brass? Not yet, no. But I could. Alright, let me try just scanning the surface one more time. I think it was that I hit a copper node while in the iron mine. But I could be mistaken. You think it was surface copper? Okay. I'm down to keep poking around and make sure that it was indeed surface versus underground. Maybe it was all the way up here. I'm pretty much where I'm standing. Where the marker was. I'm not seeing it. Alright, rather than... Oh, it's right here. It's also poor. Okay, well, whatever. I tried to get good stuff. I didn't. I'll just grab this. Because I'm here now. Seriously? Where's the copper? When they said poor, I guess they meant poor in quantity, too. So, alright, pro pick time. Just to make sure that I'm not searching pointlessly. Medium amounts. Okay, it's either up or down, or I don't know, somewhere. Yeah, it's probably all stretched out because of the pointy terrain. You're not wrong about that. So given that these two nodes were poor, I might need to hit up more than just the two. There was more outside above? Cool. Yeah, it's all stretched out, isn't it? I don't see any more above. Maybe way up? This mountain kind of sucks. Where I dropped down from? You know, actually, given how stretched out this is, I don't want to mine here. It's just going to be obnoxious. It's going to be time-consuming, and copper's not rare enough to go to the effort. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. Mining where you have a very sheer cliff like that will, like, think of the layers of the map terrain generation formed, and then the plate tectonics happened. So if you have copper in a band, and then plate tectonics happen, you have copper that is like of very different elevation levels as a result. And that's how it works in this game. Which means on sheer cliffs like this, it's very, very annoying to mine anything. Because some of the copper will be way above other sections. So searching for it is just needlessly frustrating in my opinion. So unless it was like precious metals, something that you desperately needed or whatever, if it's copper, it's like whatever. I don't care. Copper's a dime a dozen. And ain't precious. Oh, hydrate. Cheers. So, to further answer your question about brass, a brass ingot is zinc and copper, and again, someone spotted zinc in the cave underneath my chicken coop. I didn't see it while I was down there killing things for flax, but someone spotted it on a YouTube comment. Sorry, I didn't credit you. I have a bad memory. Which means that if there is enough zinc down there, it would be possible to make brass, and brass plates make candle holders, or rather torch holders, so that the torches don't burn out. So that might be a project to work on at some point. Definitely not while I have moving parts for steelmaking. Essentially, the plan is to do everything that I can to get steelmaking going, and then if I have downtime, I'll work on other things. But the steel is my meal ticket. Alright, let's see. Are we done here? Well, thanks for tuning in to a live stream after a while. Thanks for calling. Oh, no node nearby? Yeah, I'm out of here. Busting out this joint. Because I will only have... So, let's delete this. And go here. The ingot mold is probably not done yet, and I don't really want to melt down the copper until I have at least 4 molds ready. Because I don't want to do, like, micro batch. That just feels like a waste of time and effort. Alright. Also, I don't really need sticks. It's like a force of habit just picking them up, but I do need flint. And flint is a lot harder to spot, obviously, in the snow, because you have to check. It doesn't stand out, you know, like it normally would. You guys still chilling? Yeah. I never killed them. You know, if this series somehow lasts till the spring, I will have bees, I guess. Body, oh, actually, I thought I was shivering, but my body temp is fine. Oh! Did I find the copper? Oh yeah, it's just, right here. Makes it a little easy. It's another case where, like, the terrain upheaval might make it difficult. Gotta make new clothes? I do, at some point. Yeah. A new set of, fur. The other thing that I could do, once I have more linen, is repair the shirts that I have, or alternatively, which might even make more sense, try to find a clothing trader and buy clothing. Because it might be easier to obtain gears than linen. Did I find surface copper pieces near my boat? Okay, there's trace amounts here. I'm not going searching for trace. Yeah, I'm just grabbing the copper that is closest marked. So the boat was just a little bit further out. I will go to the copper to the south because that's kind of near the chicken trap. Now again, I think, like, there's been a lot of comments about the chicken trap. Basically, the working theory at the moment is because they don't have a line of sight, like an active pathing to it, they can't get to it, and it'd be better to just add stairs to it. And while that may be true, I'm not planning on actually trapping chickens. Like, I just don't have the grain right now, and I'm busy with other things, so I just don't care. I'd prefer that they don't get trapped. I'll still check it, because I don't want them to needlessly die, especially if I can eat them. But yeah, I'm glad the trap was defunct. Maybe I can chase this cockerel into it, though. Go that way. Yeah, you can't even... Yeah, I see the problem. The deep snow is making them move poorly. That makes sense. Can't even run for me. Alright, copper. 1, 2. It'd be cool if, like, the surface copper nuggets told you something about the quality. I'm not sure what the UI for that would look like, but would be useful. Oh, it's medium. Okay. Bit of improvement. Clear the snow off the edge? No. Again, I'm racking my brain as to why I have to repeat myself. I don't want to trap chickens. I don't want them. I can't feed them. I have other projects. So, if I do anything, it's going to be burning my trap to the ground. Like, I don't want chickens. I don't know how else to phrase that to make it any more clear. There are solutions to be made to make the trap work. I don't want it working. I don't want chickens. Chickens need to be fed. I don't have food. The only animals that would make sense in this case would be like sheep or deer, but the other issue, of course, is snow covers everything, so trying to obtain their food, even though it is just grass, is just about as annoying as it is for the chickens, because I have to, like, dig up grass in order for them to eat. So again, I don't want animals. It doesn't really benefit me, and it's not something I'm planning on adding anytime soon. Quartz large amounts, native copper trace amounts. I'm done here. I don't need a quartz mine. Yeah, no worries. I mean, I don't mind you asking for clarification before I explain the lack of interest. It's totally fine. I wasn't trying to chew anyone out. Just explaining, yeah, chicken's bad. I have virtually no grain. I have absolutely no grain nutrition. So, if I had to choose between eggs, which is protein nutrition, or grain, which is grain nutrition, I already have my protein nutrition. I have meat. Meat is not an issue, which is why chickens aren't solving a problem, it's creating one. Because I've been pretty lucky in finding, like, boars and deer and things like that. And in high enough quantity to keep me, fed. So let's head back home, see what's going on with the ingot mold. It does seem particularly windy right now. It might be a good time to hammer off some of the slag. So in order to get steel working, if you're thinking about big picture, we need a whole lot of iron plates for the iron door. Because if you... here, let me go to the blocks. An iron door is required for a cementation furnace, which is a bunch of iron plates, and each iron plate is 2 ingots, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 ingots alone goes into the door. And then, after you have the door, you need to then put 16 ingots into the cementation coffin. So, you know, we're going to need a whole bunch of iron, essentially ready to go when we want to do iron making. Or steel making, sorry. So when it's high wind conditions like we have right now, it might benefit us most to take advantage of the high wind conditions and hammer off some... Yeah, I have 2 grain. Hammer off some of the iron. Yeah, 28 ingots at least. And then, of course, eventually we'll want to make the beehive kiln too, which requires a refractory door, which is iron rods, and amongst other things. So yeah, I'm just trying to think ahead so that we don't get bottlenecked on anything that I can avoid getting bottlenecked on, in other words. Okay, so the wind was actually deceiving. It is not great right now. What is the wind speed? 43? It was windier. Maybe I am in a slightly different zone than where the wind looked like it was picking up. But this is a workable amount of hammering, though. It's worth noting. So I will, in fact, start processing the chunks. So I have 11 iron blooms ready to go, and then I have a bunch of fire bricks ready to make more bloomeries. So I would need to go into the iron mine and mine up some additional iron at some point, for sure. Oops. Okay. That is 4 ingots worth of copper right there. And all in all, how much do we even have? So we have, okay. We have 14 ingots worth, which is enough. That's basically what I was trying to calculate here. So I don't really need to get more copper unless we intend to make brass. Got it. Well, that's good to know. I am not planning on heating this up just yet, because I'll wait until the other molds are done. So we actually have somewhere to pour out. I don't want gravel. Let's just throw it away. And yeah, that's still firing. In fact, it might not be a bad way to build my body heat. Staying close enough for a little warmth. So I'm planning on making the refractory furnace, or the cementation furnace, and the beehive kiln out here. Both of them are roughly 5, or not roughly, exactly 5 wide. So I think if I build one on one side, one on the other, we can have them sort of symmetrical. And we can look out, if I push them back a little bit, we can look out our window from inside the base to, for like a nice view of both of them. So, I kind of like that idea. Alright, that's worn. Yeah, I'm not getting full insulation, especially not for my knee-high fur boots. So if I wanted fur boots is 2 medium pelts. I actually might have medium pelts already in storage. Yeah, I have 5 medium pelts. Crimson Rust, thanks for the gifted subs. Haven't seen you in a while. Letting the heretics take over Otoma? For shame. I'm kidding. Alright, old boots. Boots with the fur. Bye-bye. New boots. That gives me another almost 2 degrees of insulation, which is not bad. I think the fur coat's still fine, but it's worth noting it might be wise for me to process some additional pelts. So if I wanted to do like a prepare hide, oh no, that's not what I want. I want a pelt. So like a large pelt, you know, will use the lumps of fats that we have here to pelt up these. And now they're just going to cure. And maybe I'll do it to the medium as well. Okay, so we have one more. I know this isn't fat efficient, but don't care. So there we go. We've got a bunch of pelts in here for spare clothing when our clothing is worn enough that we need to replace it. Is there any other warm clothing that I could make? So, the shirt and pants I have are giving me absolutely 0 insulation. And that could be repaired with linen, but, you know, linen has a lot of other uses, and I don't necessarily want to use up my linen for that. Which is my hesitation. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to stick around the base for a bit. And work the forge. until the ingot molds are ready. And Scorpio, thanks for the gifted subs too. Damn, man. Cheers. Cheers to you both. And then once the molds are ready, maybe go get iron and do more iron bloom. And if that's the case, we should probably build another bloomery. I don't have a lot of space up here for bloomeries. I just come to realize. Sticks and logs will have firewood in it. We're also going to need to make a whole bunch of fire clay at some point for the refractory bricks too. There's just a lot going on. There's so many moving parts for this project that it's a lot. So I have 7 ingots already. I think the meteoric iron ingots I'll just leave there. 7 out of like 28. It feels stupid to do a partial burn of fire bricks. I might just leave these down here. You know, because you can burn them, what, 12 at a time? I don't want to cook 5. Can you just double click? For me that I still don't have iron left still. You mean this? The double check? So I have 88 nuggets, but you fire 120 nuggets at a time. So I would need to mine up some more iron to fire up a full bloom of nuggets. Plus I would need more than that anyway, so I think that's what you were asking. Yeah, so it's 120 nuggets per batch. And I may also need more fire clay bricks for the bloomeries. But I would say doing 3 blooms of iron is like pretty reasonable. Plus, it's not like all these bricks break when we fire them up. You know, we do get return. So I think it's probably pretty reasonable to do... it's how many ingots, or how many blooms per bloomery? I forget. It's, for the iron blooms. 8? 6? I'm so bad at remembering the specific numbers of this game. 120 forms 6. So this is 18 plus... Okay, so we're going to need more of the... You know, this is 18 plus the 7 I have is 25. We need at least 28 iron. So after these blooms are done, I'll want to fire up another bloom. It does mean that I need a whole lot of chunks of iron before we really get going. I'm glad I didn't fire up this forge, because this is slow. I mean, I know I could be helping. But, yeah. Do we... You know what? Maybe I will make... So I have 5 clay bricks here. Maybe I'll make a few more fire bricks. And then do a firing of fire bricks so that when I get the iron, I can do 4 blooms at once. That probably would help. Oh, did I lose wind? Yeah, I must have lost wind. What temp do these need to be cooked at? 1050, and brown coal goes up to 1100. All right, let's use all our brown coal in this way. Good use of brown coal. Hammer time, I guess. Wow, there was a lot of extra metal on this, so I don't see any gaps. And I guess we won't be making ingots at the moment. So my sails can go up to 5. I have 2 of 5. I think just to see a visual measure, I want to maybe put my iron here to count it quick. So this flint will start to break down. I am curious at what wind speed stops the sails. It's probably like 20. Yeah, about 20%. Yeah, it's this is essentially still wind. Nothing really moves at still wind. Like even if I had full sails, it might not move. So other things that we're gonna want, I'm gonna need iron for additional blooms. I am going to need probably more quartz because I don't believe I have a lot of quartz. 176. Yeah, that actually might be enough for the refractory bricks I need, but I should have roughly an equal amount of bauxite and quartz. So at some point we can go mine up quartz, and if I mine up more quartz, it would probably be best to mine up quartz where the silver node was, so that while I'm getting quartz, I am also getting silver, because we can make more lined lanterns with that. I'll just leave that iron bloom with the coal there, because it's not doing me any good. It is interesting that I can pick this up with my bare hands, and it's like not an issue. So, I'll try to make a full burn batch of fire clay. Alright, so the current priority I would say is, let me update that. Make a 4th bloomery. I have had so many technical problems today. Let's hope that this pattern does not continue. Alright. So you really didn't miss anything. All I was doing was making fire clay. So that I can fire up. So I updated the priority above my head to make a 4th bloomery. So really, not much was missed. So just to keep myself busy, because I have basically no wind right now, just making micro batches of fire clay bricks. If it's frozen for you, can someone just type so I don't have to tab out? If it's frozen, just like reboot it. I mean, that just hit F5 or whatever. It's all that is needed. Alright, I just need 2 more flint burnt up. And then we're all set to fire that up too. The ingot mold should be done pretty soon. I think I'm going to leave this coal in here to keep cooking the flint, because I'm going to do fire clay for the refractory bricks. So this is what I'm working towards, FYI. Refractory brick tier 1, which is 2 fire clay, a crushed bauxite, and a crushed quartz. And because fire clay now, unless you can find it, needs to be made, it's a lot of flint. And that's probably my main concern, because everything else, the crushed quartz and the bauxite, is like relatively effortless to get. I pretty much already have all I need, I think. But the fire clay, not so much. Now I can go rooting around. I believe you can find fire clay where like coal, anthracite naturally forms. There's a chance to find fire clay, and that would be a godsend. I only, that is also like hearsay. I don't know that as fact. I've just so been told. I haven't ever seen it myself, so it's one of those like, does the unicorn really exist? I don't know, maybe. Alright, put the clay away. And I know I was just out of here. Oh, the ingot mold's finished. Perfect. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Frostlands, which originally streamed live on Twitch January 9th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow Vintage Story players.